Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tacky Tanya and we're doing a Sick Boi by Run reaction today. So welcome back if you are not new here. If you are new, hello, welcome. My name's Tanya. I have some chronic illnesses. That's why this channel was born. And I also deal a lot with mental health. Kind of surrounding those chronic illnesses, but also they kind of started well before, but they kind of re-sprung up a little worse, I would say. Maybe not so much worse, but they re-sprung up after the chronic illnesses kind of, made themselves known. So these reaction videos that I'm doing aren't so much a breakdown of Ren or his music or analyses of them. It's more of a reaction of how they make me feel as someone who battles with mental health and chronic illness. So if you're not here for that, if you don't like me talking about me and my experiences, this is not going to be the type of videos that you're going to like, and this is probably not going to be the channel for you. We're going to get into Ren's Sick Boi. My initial reaction, looking at it, like the first 1 second that I got into before I switched over to recording, is anxiety. I'm anxious. Because it's giving me High Ren vibes. It looks like the same exact room as High Ren. Can anyone confirm that? Can anyone confirm? Is it the same room? Now I kind of want to go look at the video and see if it is the same room. It looks exactly the same. Which, I mean, that's probably good, reuse resources, right? So, it makes me anxious because I know how High Ren made me feel. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Oh, we're off center. Okay, it's fine. Okay. All right. I also do this every time where I take like 5 minutes to get into the actual video. So sorry, not sorry. I don't know. I mean, I'm always welcome to feedback. I am. And I go back and rewatch my videos. And I've considered going through and stopping and pausing because I do realize I missed some things. And I realized that after I rewatched the video, I'm like, oh, I wanted to talk about that. But I don't know. Then I feel like it wouldn't be authentically me and my ADHD brain. So I don't know. So anyway, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to yellow it. We're going to turn it all the way up because, again, audio issues. Hopefully it won't hurt my ears.
Hi Ren, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for seeing me.
Looking at your file here, it seems there's a very apparent
Whoa. Why are there... No, you guys yell at me for captions too, so we're turning them off. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pause it.
with your emotional state and your physical body. Have you ever heard of the trauma response?
I don't think so.
Basically, our bodies can get stuck in a negative feedback loop. Our subconscious can repeat patterns from the past, which can have a pretty drastic downstream effect on our biology. Essentially, your mind is making you sick.
Sick boy, bitten by a tick boy, looking for that fix boy, anabolic steroids, damn cell, poster boy, pass out, white noise, quick fix, snake oil, I'm about to break boy. Oh, what a shame, he's in pain, have another go, take another pill, here, take a couple more, let's see how you're doing in another week or so, you'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show, derealization, medical patient, losing patience with the process, walking hand in hand with Satan, complications with the medication, inflammation, dehydration, inhalation, aggravation, building up a toleration, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, I've been feeling like I'm drowning with my feet upon the ground, I've been screaming, I wish looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown.
Is this all making sense, Ren?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. What I propose we do is we try to pinpoint the exact experiences from the past that are keeping you stuck. What can you tell me about your childhood?
I can't really think.
It's okay if nothing comes up right away. What I'd like you to do is take some deep breaths with me. In and out. In and out. Good. Now tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick. We're given everything we need and we commoditize it. We consume, we destroy like we're parasitic. Science tells us that it's suicide and still we commit. I'm not sick, we are sick. We are standing on a cliff in the name of progress. We jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on and tell me that I'm sick? Sick boy, looking for a fix, boy. Push it down in public, quick pose for the pick, boy. Record label meetings that commodify your gift, boy. Why you so upset? Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry is cutthroat. I've been doing bits by myself, swimming backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evolve, we're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I'm bleeding myself, I bleed in my brain. While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
Well, that's a lot to unpack. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, the first thing that stood out to me was them bringing up the trauma response and how the mind is making you sick. I'm curious as to how many times Ren has heard that. Because I think I'd be out of fingers and toes. Like the amount of times, oh my God, the amount of times that people have told me that there's nothing actually wrong with me. It's the anxiety or the depression or this or that. And there's nothing actually wrong. It's just me making myself sick. Or my own mind or whatever. And then it's that constant negative feedback loop or whatever. And I actually did get that a lot with the POTS and the neurocotogenic syncope and the inappropriate sinus tachycardia. That one specifically. And that one took the arguing that it took to get that. And then the diagnosis itself was ridiculous. So story time, like real quick, I used to sit in the car at a stoplight and my heart would start racing for no reason. And then, of course, I would get anxious because I'm literally in a vehicle, a motor vehicle, like it could kill people. It could kill me, it could kill people, it could kill my children in the car. So dangerous. It's dangerous. And my heart would start racing. I'd get anxious and that would immediately trigger a syncope episode. Like not like I wouldn't faint or anything. I would get pre-syncope. So I'd start getting the graying of the vision, the clammy hands, the cold sweats, all the pre-syncope stuff that you get that is like a warning sign of like, hey, you're going to pass out. And I, of course, would get anxious because, again, I'm in a vehicle and it could be bad. It could be a bad thing. And I would tell my doctor this. I would tell him that I would be sitting at a stoplight and that my heart would start racing for no reason. And he'd be like, well, you're anxious. I'm like, no, I would get anxious after my heart would start racing, but that's not what would cause the heart racing. And like, it wasn't until I kept pushing and asked for a specific test, the tilt table test, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. I asked for the tilt table test to show that I had syncope issues. It wasn't until I had that test did they catch, which is basically a heart arrhythmia that causes my heart to go into tachycardia for like no rhyme or reason. But I had that test done in 2021. From 2018 until 2021, they just kept telling me that it was my anxiety, that it was that negative feedback loop trauma response, my body making me sick, that I was making my own heart go into tachycardia. So Ren hit that on the nail on the head there. Not even into like the whole body of the song, and we're already it's just the fact that he brought in the bitten by a Sick Boi, like that made my heart hurt hearing that part, and like going through that whole first part of the song, looking for that fixed boy, anabolic steroids, stem cell poster boy, like going through all of that was, I know he's describing himself, the pass out white noise, like that triggered me too, just because, I mean, that is me. So I can relate to the passing out white noise. Like, I get that entirely. Quick fix snake oil, that's all it is. It's just Band-Aids on a problem that they aren't willing to look into. So like, it's so stressful. And like the breathing he did in the beginning, like, and then how angry he is when he's talking about all of it, it really draws out that energy in you when you're listening to it. And if you've ever been through those situations with doctors or therapists or any of that, like it brings out those personal experiences that you have had, and it makes you feel those things that you have felt in those situations as he's as he's singing about it, like, and talking about it in his song, like, essentially. And then as it goes on, it talks about take another pill and how we'll see how you feel in another couple weeks, and how the medication will probably just make you feel more like crap. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. I literally messaged my doctor a couple weeks ago. She added a new medication for the occipital neuralgia. So it's nerve pain in my head. Long story short, but nerve pain in my head that is causing headaches. Okay. Added a medication to help with that. And I had messaged her about being tired, and I've been tired. So it wasn't like this medication was causing the tiredness, but I messaged her about being overly tired. And she was like, well, that medication can cause tiredness. And I'm like, yeah, sure it can. Like, that's not why I'm not messaging you, because I want to stop that medication, because it actually helped with the headaches for a while. But like, I mean, maybe it was adding to the fatigue. I don't know. I don't think it did, because I felt the same as before. But like that was like one of the first things she went to. She's like, it's the medication. It was like, so even when it's not a side effect, they are quick to jump to the side effects of the medication to blame new problems instead of looking at, okay, well, is there alternatives? How long have you been feeling this way? Like, none of those questions were even asked. So it's just ridiculous. And then you see in the video, he starts getting more aggressive and more angry, which of course makes me feel a little uncomfortable, because trauma, ish me, not an ish Ren. But he starts getting a little more aggressive and, starts turning the table upside down. And he starts talking about how it's a virus of the world. It's not him. It's everybody. The world is sick. it's not just him. The whole world is sick. And again, he's not wrong. We've had the conversation here on this channel about how the world just isn't kind anymore. Like, it's just not. And we're all like, we have all these people literally taking all of the resources from the earth and bleeding it dry. And he relates that back to himself. He's like, I'm just doing the same. What will remain when we're done with, he's talking about himself and the earth. Like, it's not just him, but it's true. It's so true. Like, what will happen if we bleed the earth of all of its resources, or if you bleed yourself of all of the resources, your mental energy, your physical energy, your patience? These are all resources. Like, people don't realize it, but they're all resources. Like, if you don't allow yourself rest and recuperation, like, you will deplete those resources and you'll just start feeling like trash. Like, so that's why you need sleep. Sleep is important. So it's just, there's so much to unpack in this song. Like, oh my God, it's just, I don't even know. I felt that aggression. I have, like, it makes me anxious to see it in other people. Because again, trauma, but like, I've felt that aggression. I have felt that anger towards people who are trying to help me. I wish I could make songs. Like, I wish that I could make songs that were so well written to just express all of that stuff. I mean, because I have so many stories that I could tell people, and like, I almost kind of want to write some of these stories out and send them to Ren and be like, hey, make a story, make a song out of this. Because I'd be interested just to see what he'd do with it. If he could. I don't know, because like I said, resources, we don't have enough. But I'd just be interested, because there's just so many crazy things that I'm sure, like, again, he's clearly had so many of his own that he has all of these songs written and all of these, like, my brain, it's fine. I don't even, I can't really think. Yeah, that's the childhood trauma thing too. That always makes me giggle. Like, yeah, I don't know anybody who really doesn't have childhood trauma. At least not anybody, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really, there's not too many people. I can count maybe on one hand the friends I know that don't have some sort of childhood trauma. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're not following Ren, please go drop him a follow. The links will be down there somewhere in the description below. We have been on a Ren kick lately. I think the next one I'm going to do will be the Jenny and Screech Violet's Tale. I think with that one, because I had looked at the video, because I was going to try to do it on Friday before they started doing their roof thing. It's like 13 minutes long. So I think I'm going to have to stop that one as we go through it, because there's just no way I'm going to be able to remember what I was thinking or how I was feeling through a 13-minute song. But I love you guys. I appreciate you. As always, your time is the most valuable thing, and you choosing to be here with me it means a lot to me. So thank you. Again, I hope you have an amazing, fantastic day, And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.